When I tell you that the mainstream media and the Democrats don't understand what's happening, I'm not exaggerating. I'm not, joking around. I'm telling you precisely what is happening. They really don't know what's happening. They really don't understand what is happening before their eyes. And we're not going to tell them. We're not going to let them know. But they are in the middle of a revolution. And it's a revolution at so many levels. This is a terrible example, but let me give you one of my favorite. It's a terrible analogy, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Whenever people die, sometimes doctors have been trying to come up with a reason for it. And if there's any physicians, the idea of death. What is death? Especially elderly, when people pretty much fall apart. What is the cause of death? And sometimes people say there really isn't a particular pathology. They'll say things like organ failure, or sometimes it's truly, sometimes it's truly idiopathic. They don't really know what it is, but they'll say organ failure. Sherwin Newland, who is the father of Victoria Newland, who wrote one of the greatest books ever, How We Die, changed my life. Because it demystified the notion of death, said that we are an obligate aerobe, and that whenever we die, it's because of oxygen failure. I know that sounds like, and there was another joke too. It was like, about Uncle Joe, he died. What happened? His heart stopped. Oh, yeah, right. So there are things to explain the obvious, but organ failure is my favorite. It just kind of talks about an overall kind of a systemic collapse as to what's going on. Now, politics is a little bit different. Yes, there is the elevation of winning, and also is you beat the other team. Since it's a team effort, it's like nothing else. You beat the other team, but they lost. You were better, but the team lost. And the team lost by virtue of a third party called the voters. Theoretically, are also kind of voter interference. You see what I'm saying? There's no other competition like this. You can't look at the Yankees or the Red Sox. You look at a game, you look at this, whatever it is, you can't, it doesn't work. It does not work. What it does mean, this is very, very interesting. What it does mean, fascinating to me, what it does mean is that you're looking at this and you're saying, what happened? And the Democrats are unable to figure out what happened. They are pointing out things that we have been saying since the beginning. They are saying things that we have been saying since the beginning. My friends, they are saying things that we have been saying since the beginning of time. And they don't understand it. They don't grasp it. They don't follow it. They can't figure it out. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. And the mainstream media sock puppet clowns are freaking out and can't believe they lost. This is the story. This is the story today. So we're going to be talking about that. And it fascinates me. Chuck Woolery died. He was one of the good guys, one of the few at the end who, remember, he was married to Joanne Flug, if I recall correctly. She was, I think he was a game show host, but one of the original, quote, conservatives. You will find, my friend, that in addition to things, that people who are the conservatives today are common sense. James Woods is not a hardcore right-wing anything. He's common sense. He's mild. There is no such thing as far right. There's no such thing as it. They don't know what to do. Even their language doesn't make any sense. Even their language doesn't in any way countenance or explain what's happening. So, my friends, let us sit back, please. Please enjoy today. It's a beautiful day. It's a Sunday. It's a gorgeous day. It's about 46 in New York. It's sunny, and they said it was going to rain all weekend, and the apps are going to rain. Thank God it's not raining. And what a time. So, in any event, please sit still. Please sit tight. Make sure you are subscribed to Lionel Nation. Make sure, my friends, you are subscribed. Make sure, dear friends, you are subscribed. And make sure you understand a couple of things. First of all, first and foremost, let me remind you of something, that now is the time for you, as we approach the end of the month, for you to take advantage of the deals and the specials that are locked in. And please avail yourself. You go to preparewithlionel.com from our good friends at at My Patriot Supply. What people have written to me thanking me for this was not necessarily the emergency food, which is there, which is like nothing else. There is nothing else. You can go to wonderful places and they have, oh, look, MREs. And there's nothing wrong with it. Don't want to badmouth them. And Prepare with Lionel has MREs. You can buy some stuff for, weekends and hunting or whatever. But if you want the stuff you put in the garage, you don't touch, that is always there in the event of God knows what. PrepareWithLionel.com is it. It is the hardcore, absolutely the most important seat. So do yourself a favor right now. Before the end of the month, we're getting to December, ladies and gentlemen. Thanksgiving. Oh my God, Thanksgiving. PrepareWithLionel.com. And one more thing, let me just say this. Don't forget our dear friends. Never forget Mike Lindell. Never forget what that man went through. Never forget his pain. Never forget his trauma. Never forget what he did by merely standing up and saying that he was behind President Trump. That's it. That's it. PrepareWithLionel.com and MyPillow.com. Promo code Lionel. Get a free gift and look at the deals. Remember, Christmas, this is so easy. You can sit there and just, for anyone, pillows, towels, slippers, slides, name it. PrepareWithLionel.com, MyPillow.com. Promo code Lionel. My friends, how does it feel to win? Let me tell you what to do. Listen to me very carefully. Number one, I want you to sit back and I want you still to revel in the fact that these are the rules now. This is what you have to do. This is kind of a post-prandial, kind of a post-election way of looking at things. I want you to accept the fact that, and listen to me carefully because I don't think you understand it yet. Not only did we win, we won in numbers too big to ignore. I think Helen Reddy told us best. We won at levels never even thought of. And again, it's a combination of winning and they're collapsing, but it's not just that. We won. That's number one. You got that? Everybody understand that? We won. Do you understand what we're saying? We won. You understand this? We won. We won. Number two, this might be even more important. They lost drastically. It was a rout. It was a drubbing. It was a shellacking. They swept. It was so embarrassing. Do you know why Kamala is in Hawaii with Doug? Because she's humiliated. Pilgrim Meager, how about media, with the profundity of the day starts off with, will Trump be behind plexiglass for swearing in? Now, what do you think, Pilgrim? What do you think, my friend? What do you think? Stop right there. Well, better yet, whether it's plexiglass or whether there's another name for it, some kind of an anti-ballistic, do you think, how many people think, and I love you, how many people think that the president, who is really the subject of three, actually one active, perhaps another potential, and with some conspiracy, assassination attempts, is going to be behind? Do you think so? I think so. I think so. I think this is absolutely, without a doubt, positively, 100%. Okay? You understand this? Okay. But thank you. Let me go back. This is a pronouncement. We use words like mandate. You know what a mandate means? It's not only that you won, but the public has spoken. The public has spoken. We won bigger than anything you can imagine. Revel in this. I don't think you really understand it yet. I don't think anybody even expected it yet. Everything from the top to the bottom, down ticket, everybody benefited from this absolute drubbing, this I don't know what you want to call it. Got my woo-zoo there. That's number one. Number two, and this is something which is going to be very difficult. Not only do we have to worry about this, the left is desperate. Let me tell you what meetings stand for, okay? This is important. In MSDNC, and let me just say something. I have spent, in one way or another, I guess in most of my adult life, dealing with contests of sorts. The trial, if you think about it, and to an extent the judge, but the trial is what we have. Two sides, and we have the jury is the electorate or whatever you want to call it. So I'm used to this. That's number one. Number two, I've dealt in the old days when we had ratings in music and radio and talk radio, and the ratings came out. The numbers are coming out. We had the trends are coming out, and then the book. 3 trends to the book. And I remember standing around, and people would be standing next to the fax machine. We had Arbitron and Arbitrend. It was a rolling average, 3 books to the, and you would sit there, and this trend, so-and-so was up. You would say, wow, this is interesting. Easy listening was up. This one, we had this old station, WGUL, easy listening. That was weird because if they really go up, that means the diary placement was strange. You hear what I'm saying? One time we had a station that was easy listening, kind of like oldies, but they called it easy. I don't even know what they call it, but it was called easy listening. Stuff like for your grandfather to listen to, or maybe in a doctor's office or something. It was just easy listening. Okay. So it would come in, and one book or trend, all of a sudden these numbers went through the roof. It was like third in the market. They said, whoa, wait a minute. And everybody went to the Arbitron headquarters to read the diaries. Turns out the diary placement was bad. They were all askew. There's no way that this station that normally is at the bottom 50 is like number 3. And what happened was, it just so happened that all of the somehow the diaries that people would fill in somehow went to GUL, either old people or so anyway. So you're always looking at that. Now, is that ratings denial? Yes. That's exactly what we did, because we looked at the numbers and we said, this isn't right. And it turns out there was something wrong with it. So elections are like, I've seen this all my life, it seems like, and I've noticed this, and you have to be able to read statistics. When Z100 beats WABC, that didn't mean that Z100 is the better radio station. It doesn't mean that AOR or AC is better than Hot Talk. No, it does, because you're not going to eliminate, you need a variety of things. But in the case of Donald Trump, you don't understand something. This is bigger than anything. This is a mandate against not only Kamala, but where the Democrats and everybody was going. No hypothesis says, were you a guest on a WABC morning talk show in 94 or 95 during the O.J. Simpson trial? I remember hearing a phrase, the monkey said the show's over, and I thought it was an instant classic. I was the host on WABC Morning Drive. That was me. I was the host, Lionel. Indeed, that was I, sir. During the greatest moment, during O.J. Simpson, which will never be replicated again, ever, because we had no social media, and I was the first one, 8 o'clock, and our numbers went, this is true, 2 books in a row, back to back. At the time, it was 4.1 12 plus. We had 4s, never 4.1. It was then, at the time, the highest numbers ever received since WABC One Talk in 80 something, after they lost music. And it was during O.J. Simpson, and it was simply the best. And whenever, it doesn't matter. And then this is when I learned to hate management. As soon as people, instead of saying, hey, that was great, let's put something out, let's celebrate, let's do whatever. They said, well, it wasn't. It's just whatever. So this is another reason why talk radio is dead. Little side note, because of the idiots who were involved in it. You have idiot people who understand, who think that programming without talent. One of my old friends, one of my great friends, and I always have him as my quote, is Jerry Wexler. Jerry Wexler was one of the profound music producers. He did Aretha Franklin and Big Joe Turner, and he worked with Muscle Shoals. And he not only understood the music business, but understood, he had an appreciation for the art. He could listen. He made Aretha Franklin. He heard her. And what she was doing at the time was not what she did at the end. He heard her. And the people in radio today don't understand it. They don't know kind of where it's going. They all replicate. Anyway, enough of that. This is what you don't understand and grasp that. The next point, the media. I want you to listen to me carefully. You have to ignore the media. And this is what I want you to do. I want you to look at this like Mrs. Ellen and I do when we walk down 9th Avenue. We drive down, we look at what there's. The restaurant turnover is incredible. We have 1D Siam, or what's it? Yum Yum. There's like 3 or 4 Yum Yums. Yum Yum 1, Yum Yum 2, Yum Yum 3. There are all these Yum Yums right there, right next to each other. What's that all about? Then we'll notice years ago, they'll go this thing called Mediterranean. Oh, that's interesting. Then, and before years ago, there was a thing called a kebab house. It's more Afghani, and it was very interesting. And then there was into juicing, and then there was into salad joints. There's a new place that we opened. It's a Mediterranean place that always has lines down the street. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean the Mediterranean food is better? No. Whatever Mediterranean food is, no. It means we are making an observation. And I'm going to give you a friend of mine. Give an example. I have a friend of mine who is in the radio business, and I give you this only as an example. I want to read you something. He's a lefty and cannot believe that Trump lost. And we send these Trump won, pardon me. And he writes these things. What's happening is that every day more and more people who voted for Trump are becoming more and more disheartened, disgusted, and disenfranchised with his actions. And all of them are sorry they voted for him. This is what somebody actually wrote this. And he quotes a story from Raw Story. Trump just won. So first of all, this is a lie. So basically, I wrote it back and said, I can't believe you have been in any business. I can't believe you have been in any business that requires you to understand trends and likes and fads, and that further requires you to get a feel for the entire audience. Not one particular source, not one advisor, not one consultant, to grasp a big picture of the entire panorama. I know you can't be serious with this, and I enjoy a good rib with the rest of us, like a joke, but sit tight and spend more time focusing on history and not self-approval. Finally, he's a Jewish friend of mine. I said, you really should be paying attention to what's happening with Netanyahu. This is transformational. Now, this is something I want you to understand as well. I know not only current events, whatever that means, but I know the current events you're talking about and the current events they're talking about. Let me give you an example. Downbeat just came out this month with the voters poll, and I love it. Downbeat has been getting it since high school. And the voters versus the writers versus the critics poll, completely different. But if you think you know jazz, like, I like jazz. You like jazz? I like jazz. Okay, that's jazz. Listen to what they like. Think of people you've never heard of before. That's what we do. These folks are into, put it this way, there's McDonald's, there's McDonald's, there's Wendy's, there's Smash Burgers, Five Guys, Smash Burgers, and then there's the DB burger. There is a burger you can get in New York. It's about, I don't know how much, it's at Daniel Boulou. It's like $50, and believe it or not, it's worth every penny. So what is it? They're all hamburgers. McDonald's, Wendy's, I think, is a step up. Five Guys is kind of up there, a little bit different. I think Smash Burger, I've never tried them, but I'm guessing. So they're all hamburgers. They're just more and more. And then you have DB, which is gourmet and all. That's what news is to them. So they're sitting there and they're saying, you don't understand something. They also believe everything that the media tell them. Oh, Trump's having problems with his rhino labor secretary. Nobody gives a shit about the labor secretary or the agriculture. Nobody is talking about this. Nobody's worried about Marty McCary. Nobody's worried about somebody who said, take the jab. Nobody. Oh, there's a few people here and there. Nobody. There were people who went crazy over the suspension of the McRib on the McDonald's menu. Nobody cares about the McRib. Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? They don't understand it. What level are you at? We understand things deeper than they do. Yeah. Those are interesting. But let's go even further. If you really want to go, you have to get away from the media. Let me explain this. Another analogy. Please bear with me. Please bear with me. Have you ever heard a mother in the store turn into a mother? Have you ever heard mother talk, mother speak? She has a bunch of kids, and pretty soon her language, her vocabulary, everything she says is, do you want juice? I gave you juice. You want another juice? I can't give you two juice. Hang on. I don't want you. I'm not going to tell you one more time. Yeah. And they talk louder, and they talk like they don't, like kids don't understand English. They talk like moms. And I don't blame them, because they have to communicate with kids. They don't have time to get into the nuances of everything. And you can always tell a mom speak. And then they go out into the real world. They got to remember, I'm not a mom anymore. I don't have to deal with adults. Okay. Fox News is mom speak. It's very simple. Very, very simple. First and foremost, run by the Murdochs. Number two, Murdochs don't give a rat's ass about conservative anything. They're about a media empire. They're 100% blank checks for Israel and sort of blank checks for Ukraine. And there are more closeted freaks in that particular world than you can imagine. They are the weirdest people that have nothing to do with them. Not Fox, but the right wing. They're very, very strange. Believe it or not, I'm going to tell you something. Hang on. Noel says Elon buying MSNBC would be stupid. The source of the cancer is the Associated Press. No, wrong. Let me stop right there. Thank you for your time. No, it would be it's a symbolic, it is I could spend an hour. And thank you for this. Number one, it's a symbolic ownership. It's when Mohammed Fayed bought Harrods. Do you understand what I'm saying? Remember what that is? Mohammed Fayed, Dodi Fayed's father, bought Harrods, the flagship British kind of Macy's, this Muslim that he hated the royal family. They couldn't stand him. He didn't need, it's a good investment, but it was symbolic. MSDNC right now has surpassed CNN. CNN is actually coming around a little bit. So it will be completely and totally brilliant, number one. Number two, and I don't know how true this is, but if Elon were to buy MSDNC, immediately, people would run to it, and it would win no matter what. Comcast would look at them and say, you bastards, look at this. And he would take the best. He probably would run a 24-hour ticker from X. That's what you understand. Number three, AP is not the source of the cancer. Where do you think the source of misinformation is? Or disinformation or liberal? Where is it? And thank you, by the way. Where do you think it is? Does it come from one source? No, of course not. Where does crime come from? Where does murder come from? And don't tell me the devil. Please don't tell me evil. Please don't tell me that. Don't. It's hard to say where it is. Where does conservative ideology come from? Where does your idea come from? What is it? What news source made you who you are? None. A news source didn't make you who you were. You did that on your own. Your common sense. You believe in the Constitution. You believe in America. You believe in a lot of things. No news source did that to you. How dare somebody say that? Do you hear what I'm saying? Do you hear what I am saying? Do you hear what I am saying? I know you are, because it's true. This is something which is so critical. Remember, Elon Musk does things symbolically. And for all of a sudden to take MSDNC and change the name and to have the media report that it's a blockbuster. And I would love, you're missing the point about his, why do you think I want him to buy MSDNC? Why do you think, everybody? And no, it's a great question. Why do you think I want to do it? Why? Why do you think? Why? What do you think? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. What do you think I would want to do? What? Why is it important? To promote, okay, Faye's doing great to promote, Faye's got something to promote Trump's agenda. Yeah. To get the truth out there. No, again, the truth. I don't care about truth. I don't care about truth. I never use the word truth. No, to piss people off. What? Oh, honey, all of a sudden when you say, ooh, what happened? Oh, okay. The sky is strange and they're doing weather manipulation. I like this. Look at Maria. Maria is so nice. She has to pass people off. See, she even cleans it up. Thank you, Maria. Control language? No. Retribution? Okay, then lies. Honest. Look at this. Look at Matthew. Honest me. Honest Lombardi. Come on, Lombardi. Get with the program. Honest me. I don't want honest. See, I don't want honest. If you tell me I'm gonna do the truth, I say get out of here. I don't want you. I don't want to prove the truth. You don't understand something. I want to win. I want to win. I'm a propagandist with the rest of them. Pilgrim, brace yourself. Put the cup down. Coffee is for closers. Okay. What's the story here? There's no way Joe Scarborough, Mika, Rachel Maddow, and the others don't have their podcast in development. Cable and network news is dead. Oh, they're going to try to have it. Yeah, listen, I love the way these people remember something. And I've been doing podcasting, and others have too. A guy named Tom Likas did it, and others. We did it so long ago that when I went to a talkers convention, they didn't know what the word podcast meant. These are talk radio people. Okay, mezzalengo. MAGA agenda, close. For the crack, I like that. Finn Gazinia. That's our Irish friend. I got a good crack. Your mom's got a good crack. Your one got crack in your face. This one there, the one there, fake. No, it's simply ready for this to destroy Fox News. No. To have Fox News say, what is this? Fox News is a monopoly. The very fact that Sean Hannity is are you kidding me? Lindsey Graham, these people are rubber stamping Israel and Ukraine and this usual nonsense. These people they think that the Alex and those people, they're crazy. Oh, you and your chemtrails. Geoengineering is here. It's to kill Fox News. You don't understand the thing I'm telling you. MSDNC is not the problem. Fox News is the problem. Because we're doing nothing, but they are the monopoly. Newsmax does a fine job. By the way, Mrs. L was on with Dick Morris. You got to see that. We're going to put it up. She's sitting in this car. It's freezing. We're in Far Rockaway. She's got her. I mean, she's like a machine. More people saw this. Dick Morris and Newsmax is a mensch. That's the show. You know why? Because they're smart. I want them to destroy Fox News. You people, you know, you almost get it. Anybody got any kids? Good. You know who you know who you got to worry about for your kids? Not the media, your kids' friends. The people that got near your kids. That's the issue. Those are the people. I can't believe the number of people who don't understand what's going on. You've got to understand what is happening regarding the International Criminal Court and the International Court of Justice, ICC, ICJ. You've got to understand what's going on here. You've got to understand it. And you can't have Sean Hannity and all these sellouts like Lindsey Graham saying, oh, no, don't worry about that. No, hey, over here, Remember when this kid starts crying, what do you do? Hey, no. What? And you shake the keys and you go like that, ooh, and the kid smiles and go, what is it? That's what Fox News does. It's so low rent. I mean, listen, this is great gut bucket. You just want to laugh. They just think you want to laugh. Like, oh, this is funny. I love it, baby. You're not learning anything. I didn't want to learn anything because they're dumbing you down. This is bigger than Trump. Trump has been warning you about Fox News since day one. No, I want Elon to come in there and say, let me and other people program it. You'll never know my name, but I want you to know everything. I want you to know everything. And I want you to become less domestic and more international. Fox News is one of the worst things that ever happened to our particular way of thinking because they keep saying the same things. They are the clowns, not MSDNC. I know what they're about. I understand it. What is that thing that Bobby Kennedy talks about? What is it, Skittles or Twitter? Fruit Loops. Okay. I don't know about that. We got addicted on these things called puffins one time. We had a thing called puffins. We got these puffins. I love it. We opened up the box. There's nothing there. That's what they should talk about. You got a big box like this, and there's nothing in there. Don't worry about the candy. You're not going to buy candy. Don't worry about cigarettes. You're not going to buy cigarettes. Worry about the stuff your kids are going to buy. That's the stuff. Worry about the shows you listen to, not the ones you're not going to listen to. I don't care what. Did you see on The View, they had to read 4, according to the Post, 4 legal announcements on one show? 4? I don't know if that's true or not. 4.
It's one goal. Keep talking about.
Hey, no. No. Let me tell you something. Stop it. They got so much to say. Mrs. Dell says their only goal is one thing, to get people to talk about them. Yes. No. Joy Behar, if you got there and said, Joy, do you want to be taken seriously? She'd say, yes. Joy, do you want to be the number one watched, but you're going to be known as a joke and hated? She'd say, no. Honestly. You don't understand. These are delusions. I know delusional people. Believe me when I tell you this. I know delusional people. And these people are delusional. This Sonny Hostin wants to be taken seriously. You don't understand this. Raul Rodriguez says, will Netanyahu be convicted by the ICC? Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Whether he's arrested. Oh, yeah. ICC, ICJ. Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Oh, they're not stopping. Oh, no. And everybody here is pushing for it because you have to see what's happening. Put it this way. If this isn't what they call starvation or warfare or genocide or whatever, and nothing is. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Okay? It doesn't exist. Null hypothesis is 6 years ago, all channels had their own news bureau. Now, a money-saving measure, they all use the bias AP as their source of the news. No, it is not. If they read a news story, if they read an AP news story, that's not it. 90% of the stuff you hear on radio, it's true. AP is not the problem. The problem is the commentary in the AP. AP is not the problem. It used to be AP, UPI. No, it's the people who talk about it. It's the people. Where do you think? Okay, let me ask something. Where do you think people get their news from? AP? No. You get your news from the New York Times? No. You get your news from where? You from either influencers or Breitbart or whatever it is. You don't care about that. The AP? I dig you. Don't get me wrong. Stand by for a second. Think very, very quickly. You know what it is? It's almost like intellectual malware in a very, very strange way. It's like intellectual malware. I wish there was like a VPN or something we could do for fake news. Hey, wait a minute. Let me ask you a question. When's the last time you checked your devices for malware? Malware attacks have increased 643% since 2020, with approximately 10 million personal and corporate devices compromised with data stealing malware in just the last year alone. Additionally, 19.8% of computers face at least one malware attack annually. This emphasizes the critical need for individual users to protect themselves, their devices, and their data. This is why I use today's sponsor, Virtual Shield Antivirus Pro, and I love the peace of mind it gives me. Virtual Shield Antivirus Pro is an award-winning antivirus with real-time protection, malware removal, ad blocking, scheduled scans, multi-device protection, and more that stops malicious downloads in their tracks. Without Virtual Shield Antivirus Pro, I would risk my finances, banking details, personal data, and more getting into the hands of cyber criminals. Thanks again to Virtual Shield Antivirus Pro for sponsoring today's extravaganza. And do yourself a favor and sign up for a free 7-day free trial, of Virtual Shield Antivirus Pro during their early Black Friday sale happening now, and get up to 75% off. Yes, you heard that. Up to 75% off. Only at virtualshield.com/Lionel. Once again, that's virtualshield.com/Lionel. Where do you get your news, not your news? What makes you think the way you do? What came first? Sugar to the egg. Idea or news? What came? What? The answer is nothing. It wasn't CNN. It wasn't CNN. No. 90% of what you believe is what your father believed in. Most people believe in the politics of their family that they grew up with. It also depends on what part of the country you're from. If you're from, let's say, Texas, you're probably more prone to believe in certain conservative things than others. Do you know why you're a Christian? Because you're born in the United States. If you're born in Syria, you probably wouldn't be a Christian. So understand, what is it that made you who you were? What is it that made you who you were? I am the way I am because when I was born in 1958, and when I was 11 years old, it was 1969. It was great. And I remember before I started getting into my teen years, it was the end of the 60s and the music was groovy, but the 70s was the end of the Vietnam War. So that's kind of who I was. What also influenced me? My friends, the people I admired, the times I was in, the zeitgeist, that had a lot to do with it. CNN was okay, but CNN it didn't make me think. What didn't change the way I thought. It was news. What happened was it's just like when banks went investment from regular savings, when the notion of opinion bled into it. You don't mind somebody. You're not going to watch somebody go, hey, he just gave his opinion. You wouldn't say this in this country. Yeah, but he liked President Trump. Doesn't matter. So do me a favor. This goes back to teleology, ideology, the source of something. It's almost in a weird way epistemological. How do we know what we know? The knowledge. Media, it's not a news source. News sources are dead. You're thinking like an old person. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. MSDNC is not because of NBC News. It's because of the people that give their opinion. Do you understand how that works? Let me say this again. So what Elon has to do is get people you may not have heard of. I've said this before. And I know what I am talking about. If I had my druthers. By the way, you know what druthers are? You know what druthers? Druthers is a kind of a contraction of the word I'd rather. It's I'd rather, as its word goes. Hustings. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out what the Hustings are, but I digress. Let me give you an example. A show I would put on right off it on my show, and I don't care about the time. There's no such thing as a time. You notice how they're saying Pete Hegseth. Oh, he's a weekend host. Well, he's a week. Doesn't matter. That doesn't make any difference. That's old time cable talk. You know why? Because you got your phone. What time does Judge Napolitano come on? I don't know. He's live on. No, I watch it whenever I want. What difference does it make? See the way they tell Pete Hegseth, yeah, but you're a weekend. He's on Fox News. Yeah, but he's on the weekend. What difference does it make? He's on the weekend. That's TV talk. TV's dead. We have a device. My phone is what I look at. So understand, it doesn't matter what time you're on. It doesn't matter. What does that mean? What time is what time is Netflix on? What? I don't know. It's on whenever you want it to be on. See? So you see how they think in the old days? They don't understand it. But I would put on a show. First thing would be called Sticks. And people would say, what the fuck is this? Here's a guy, long hair. He looks like, what is this? He reminds me, and I love the guy. He's an old friend of mine. He's been a gentleman. I will never forget. He's a gentleman, one of the smartest people, and I love his style. It's like saying, I love Steely Dan. I don't like every song, but I love Steely Dan. I love it. Asia is the greatest album ever. Asia is my Sgt. Pepper. Okay. That's not saying I disagree with him. I'm just saying he's great. First thing people would say is, what is this? Ding, bingo, ding, 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 ding. And people say, what's this? I get rid of the set. I get rid of the set. Get rid of the set. We're going to have some shows with no anchors at all for news. None. Blow this thing up. Blow it up. The anchor, the set. I love what Rachel Maddow, bless her heart. Bless her heart. She gets all dolled up. She looks like an assistant principal. What are you doing to me? Don't amuse me. That's not what Rachel Maddow looks like. That's not Rachel Maddow. You ever see Rachel Maddow? You ever see her? She'd walk right by you. You wouldn't even recognize her. And that's not a slam. This is the way. I want to see people who they are. I get Sticks right there. Do your thing. Don't change a thing. Bring the camera right there. Is this your bedroom? I don't care. Right here. You just do whatever you want and talk as much as you want. And you know what else I'd say? Say whatever you want. You want to cuss? Go cuss. Just warn people. People will run to it. The F-bomb prohibition is over. The number one show, listen to me, God damn it, the number one show in the world is Joe Rogan, and he says F, he can't, he's like Tourette's, this guy's got. But it works for him. It works for him. The rules are over. That's going to be, and I warn people, listen, don't watch this, and people will run to it. The following may contain information that's, I'm going to watch it. And I would say, you go ahead and do it. Bring up anybody you want. Well, you're not going to talk about this. I would have somebody else. Alex Jones, through the roof. Alex Jones, InfoWars is still on. What the hell's going on with this? Huh? It's a work. I don't know how they're doing this. Alex Jones, I would say, do me a favor. If you can lay off school shootings, just for now, just for now. You know what I never understood? Can I give you a timeout about this? Maybe you can help me with this. Because maybe you know and I don't know the answer. You think somebody would say, hello, my name is so-and-so. This is terrible. My son or daughter was killed in Sandy Hook. And this goes out to Alex Jones and all those people who say there was no shooting and it never happened. And he has a big picture of a child, I'm sorry, on a morgue, on a slab with bullet holes. And with maybe, did you ever see those? They put the arrow shots to show the trajectory. Oh, I mean, it's brutal. Just like they show pictures of kids in Gaza. Unless you see that, you could talk about BB all day long. This October the 7th thing has run its course. I'm sorry. God bless them. This is a different story. You see this. Just see this. See it. And then you'll talk about it. Then say, Lindsey Graham, look at this. You want to blame this on October the 7th? Here, let me show you another one. I got another one. No, wait. Stay here. You too, Hannity. Here's another one. Imagine this is your kid. Oh, no, wait, got another one. Got another one. Oh, no, wait, I got another one. And this was this week. Did you ever see a kid underneath rubble for a week? Let me show you what that looks like. Here, look at this. Barely recognizable. Oh, no, I'm not done yet. This is, these are, oh, you want to see this? You want to see this? You want to see this? I'm not done yet. I'm going to keep, you want to keep doing this? You want to keep, this is one of your 2,000-pound bombs. You like that? Oh, no, I'm not done yet. I just want people to see the truth. As you say, the truth. You say the truth. Well, the truth, here's the truth. So where somebody would tell Alex Jones, this is my son. His name was Timmy. He's dead now. Is this fake? Look at him here. This is the picture of me. Here he is in the casket. Is fake? Here's the medical examiner's report. Is this fake? Here's the medical examiner. Did you look at my son yet? Was that him yet? Is this fake? And that's one. Here's the next family. This is this little girl. Her name is Morgan. Look at her on the slab, dead. Look at this. Look at this through and through shot. It's a headshot. Is fake? Why didn't we ever see that? Does this make any sense to you? Why did somebody not say, I'm going to show you. I'll show you fake. I don't understand it. And you're saying, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, wait a minute. Are you saying it's fake? I'm not saying it's fake. What I'm saying is I don't understand certain things. On my channel, we show this. You want to see it? Let me show you. If you're going to be signing off, by the way, if you're going to be signing off on Israel, you're going to have to know what you're doing. You're going to have to see this. And you're going to see if this October the 7th thing. And by the way, we're going to take October the 7th, and we're going to take the number of people who were killed. And we're also going to be looking at the reasons why they were killed and by whom, and the number of people who were killed by Israeli soldiers. We're going to talk about the Hannibal Directive. We're going to talk about the Daya Doctrine or whatever it's called. You're going to hear the most uncomfortable truth, as you say, you've ever heard. You're going to freak out. And you can say, by the way, the show's always open for the rebuttal. Every day, every week, whatever, we have a rebuttal. You got a rebuttal, you come in. This is our own fairness doctrine. That's it. That's it. That's it. I want to have one show of people after people, person after person who took puberty blockers and now regret the hell out of it. I also want to find somebody who said, hey, I'm sure glad I took those puberty blockers during that time. Thank you, Kamala Harris. Thank you, because I'm really glad I did my puberty blockers then. That's what we need to do. It's not about CNN. It's not about AP or UPI. It's about a show with the brutal truth. And wait till you see my 9/11 show. You're not going to want to miss that one. You won't know who did it. Well, put it this way. You'll wonder, how did anybody come up with this official narrative? That's what you'll come up with. You'll say, how did you come up with this? Do you know how many people in this planet, on this planet, or in the planet, I guess they'd be dead, do not know about WTC 7, Building 7? They've never heard of it. Now, what does that prove to you? It proves to you how something that big can be kept from you for that long. And you never knew it. Still don't know it. I would have shows on processing information, cognitive dissonance, controlled opposition, false flags, limited hangouts. I get my friend John Kiriakou from the CIA to explain. Let me explain to you a limited hangout. Let me say this. Just a minute. Christian says, what would you call the network? I don't know, something really annoying to these people. The breath says, came in late, R.I.P. Chuck, one of the best, 212. He was. We mentioned this again. Chuck, he's terrific. Operation Northwoods, he didn't name them. Who did? Who is he? We also have to teach you clarity. You have no idea how many times I get texts and emails from people. I'm saying, what does this mean? Do you mean you didn't do this? Do you mean I? Or you tell a story and they'll say he. There's 4 people you're talking about. And then he said, no, who he? There's 4 he's here. Which he? I don't know. Operation Northwoods. I'm not going to list everything in the world, but Northwoods is an important thing, obviously. Saw sticks 5 times. One more word on the no list. Love that man. Okay. JTE says he never said their names. You should also think of how hard they're going after him. You think parents would want to talk about their dead kids so much? Yeah, you know what? I don't understand it. Fred Powell says divorce papers via TDS headed my way. Here to be distracted from that. Many thanks twice a day. I want to talk to you about something. Divorce papers to you? Okay. Here to be distracted from that. Many thanks twice a day. Brett, let me explain something to you. Let's stop right now. I'm assuming this means you're going to be divorced or papers are on your way, okay? I want you to listen to me. I want you to listen carefully. First and foremost, assuming, is this correct? By the way, am I correct in saying that they're coming your way? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? Sparky says Neil deGrasse Tyson got Me Too'd right after he complimented Trump on the creation of the Space Force. The nerd in him couldn't help it. So the establishment smacked him down. I missed last show live. Well, it's funny you say that's a great perspective. Oh, by the way, Sparky would be on my channel too. Sparky would be there just to drive people nuts. I would say, Sparky, what do we do to this? What do we do? How do we get them upset? Because unless somebody's upset, oh, look at Lori Cobb. Look at this. I'm very sorry for your divorce. Is that what I'm hearing here? Is that what I'm hearing? I'm trying to go through this. Okay. Yes. Okay, Fred. Sorry about that. Okay, listen to me. Number one, let's stop because we got a brother, we have a family member here that who needs some talking to. Operation No, behold the pale. Oh, listen, JTE, please do me a favor. Do not insult us by pale horse or thinking that we've never heard of it. Do not insult us. Do not. Never ever say, hey, HARP, Operation Popeye, Google it. No, don't ever do that. Believe me, we know this one. And it shocks you to hear people say this. Null says, please dumb down your explanation to us because your reassuring is hidden in your ranting. I want to understand. Okay, very good. But before I forget, I want to talk to you about our friend who's getting a divorce. Listen to me, Fred. I wish we could go back and invalidate a lot of marriages because people should not be married. Just like in the old days and after the Civil War, a number of people got the Congressional Medal of Honor. And then later on they repealed or retracted them because they were given away just for fun or whatever. Marriage is a rare thing. If somebody doesn't want to marry you, get out. End it. I'm sorry to say that, but it's like, oh my God, my leg is not working anymore. Oh my God, I don't feel anything anymore. Oh my God, this is my arm I'm pointing to, which makes no sense. Imagine that. Okay, my arm's not working. This is stage 1. Oh no, my arm, I can't feel anything. Stage 2, my arm is rotting. This is not good. This is smelling. I'm necrotic. Oh no. Stage 3, cut it off. Cut it off. But it's my arm. Cut it off. It's going to kill you. Cut it off. But I miss my arm. I know you do. Cut it off. That's marriage. That's a divorce. Cut it off. It's going to kill you. I don't want to say this, but I will. I think it might have been the Pope of Greenwich Village. I'm not sure, but there was a line that said, and please forgive me, it says, cancer is like butterscotch pie compared to marital discord. It is the worst. It is absolutely the worst. It is a feeling of, I will never go into family. I've been involved in it indirectly with clients, got to do this. Understand something, Fred. You are going to feel like shit. Accept it, revel in it, own it. Don't try to let anybody say, well, it's maybe. No. You feel like shit. You understand this? Dude, we all know this. Why explain? Question mark. I don't know what that means. Again, I don't know what this means. Evan says, have you ever heard of the Mud Flood Tartarian Society? This one is out there. Okay, I will check that out. Let me go back to our friend. I am telling you this right now. We have marriage. At first, we're thinking, maybe not enough people are getting married. Maybe people are getting too married. I don't know. But if ever you've seen the family law section of courtrooms, I'm not going to spend the rest of the day doing this, but it's where the most of the guards and the bailiffs. By the way, bailiffs, definition of bailiffs, bus drivers with guns. Anyway, the bailiffs are court officers, are the most heavily armed because it is the most horrible. So do me a favor and recognize this. Recognize this. Recognize this. What you're feeling right now is horrible. Don't fight it. Don't dissuade yourself. You've earned it. Feel miserable. Express it. And then one day you're going to say, I'm tired of this. No, Fred, keep going. I'm tired of this. Keep going. I don't want to talk about it anymore. That's it. Now it's out of your system. It's going to be out of your system until the next time when you meet somebody who changes your life and you realize, what was I so upset about? It is that simple. Okay? Hate to say it, it's like when you have a death of a pet. What's the first thing you do? Get a new pet. Sorry. I'm not trying to say pets and marriage, but understand something. People will always try to dissuade you out of your feeling of sadness. They'll dissuade you. It's like my friends who have TDS, who lost. Go with it. I understand it. You lost. You had a terrible person running for office. It was a joke. It was terrible. She was awful. Go with it. I understand. You feel humiliated. Trump cleaned your clock. It was a drubbing. It was a shellacking. It was horrible. It was a little bighorn. It was an avalanche. It was a tsunami. I understand it. Go with it. You're embarrassed. You're humiliated. I'm going to give this kind of a unique, kind of a reverse version of sympathy. Okay? Now, it's going back to null. It's not AP. Doesn't work like that. You got to know the truth. And one of my subjects is we've got to address the subject of conspiracy theories. And you've also going to have to understand the fact that just because I point something out to you doesn't mean that I'll give you an example. I will never forget this, and I will tell you this. I tell this story all the time because it's a true story. Right after 9/11 happened, I was on the air, and I didn't know anything about the flags. I didn't know anything. I knew there were towers, but it was too fresh, and there was too many working parts, and I didn't know names of. So anyway, so I'm there, and somebody says, "What about Shanksville, Flight 93?" I said, "I'm sorry, I don't know the numbers yet. No, Flight 77 was this, and then there was. To me, it was North Tower, South Tower, Building 7, Shanksville. Remember, Let's Roll, Todd Beamer, and the Pentagon. So there were really 5 actual events. 2 direct hits. 1, Building 7, which was, I don't know what that was. Pentagon, and then this thing in Shanksville, this plane that went down. Remember, there were the people that were involved, the passengers overpowered, tried to overpower the terrorists who overpowered the pilot. And they said, let's roll. I'm thinking, how do you know who said let's roll? Todd Beamer said, who's Todd Beamer? And the guy who said let's roll. How do you know he said let's roll? Because he was talking to his wife. How was he talking to his wife? On the phone, on his cell phone. Wait a minute, he was in a plane? I can't get so. Sometimes you can get maybe I don't know, but in 2001, I don't think they were talking, well, whatever. So what do you mean, whatever? No, whatever he was. Wait a minute. You said that Todd Beamer was, yeah. Well, How was he talking on the phone? Hey, whatever. Quit saying whatever. You told me he was on the phone. Now, does that or does that matter? The story matters because he supposedly said to his wife, "Let's roll." And that was the name of the book when the passengers went and tried to retake the plane, I guess, from the terrorists at the time. But I'm asking, well, how did he even quit asking this? How about the fellow who was on the phone who said to his mother, "Hello, this is your son, Warren Blitsky." He told his mother, gave his last name. Anyway, okay, what does that mean? Nothing, just idiot, just like, well, that's interesting. That's odd. That's odd. So anyway, there I am on the plane, and I'm talking like this, and I'm looking, and I'm talking my stuff, and I'm saying, just a minute, it's a flight 93, Shanksville, just a minute. And I'm in Google Images. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. And I said, "What am I looking for?" He says, "You're looking for the plane crash." And I said, "Is this it?" And you've probably seen it. It's this kind of a little dimpled piece of I don't know what it was, terrain. It's dimpled, a little divot or something. And there's like truck, people wearing like white clothes and some steam. I said, "Is that it?" He goes, "Yeah, that's it." I said, "Where's the plane?" This is what I sound like Hervé Village kind of. So where's the plane? He said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Where's the plane? You're looking for a plane crash, right?" I've seen a plane crash. You ever see a plane crash when there's no plane? I've never seen it before. So always, oh, there it is. 6-ton titanium Rolls-Royce GE engines. No wheels, no wings, people, no wires, no ailerons, no beverage carts, no magazines, no luggage, no seats. I've said the seats. Where's the plane? And the person on the phone said, "What are you getting at?" I said, "I'm not getting at anything. This happened just days before." And that's when I realized. Now, what does that prove? I don't know what it proves. It proves that I have a question with your story. Here's the best part. And listen carefully. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. Okay? Listen carefully. The response to me was, "Oh, yeah? Well, where's the plane?" Have you ever heard that one? Null says, "Maybe I need to watch Mrs. L's show to ramp up to understanding Lionel. He speaks in 4D chess mode." No, I don't. It's very simple. But thank you, I guess. They say, "Where's the plane?" I don't know. It's your story. You tell me. I don't have to tell you anything. Ted Olson died. Ted Olson recently was the Solicitor General. He was married to Barbara Olson. One time I was on some show with her. She died in one of the planes, in one of the 9/11 planes. Somebody said, "Well, where's Barbara Olson?" I said, "I don't know. It's your story. I don't know." If I said, "Come here. Hey, no, do me a favor. Open up that closet. Frank Sinatra's in there." What? Open up that closet. Frank Sinatra's in there. Frank Sinatra's nice dead. Open it up. Okay, open it up. There's nobody here. Oh, yeah? Then where is he? Where's who? Frank Sinatra. You brought up Frank Sinatra. I didn't bring him up. Well, where is he? I don't know. You brought him up. That's what they do. They give you a story, and then they tell you, "Oh, yeah, well, then how do you explain?" Wait a minute. Of course there's a God. Why? Well, how do you explain all these people who believe it? What does that mean? I don't know. Must be something to it. Why is there something to it? So this is what people have to understand. Look at this. Lionel has a pocket full of loose change. Loose change was great, but it didn't prove anything. Christian Jenner says, "The end of the CC Lyle's call from the plane freaks me out." Yes, but remember, just like those people who spend all of their time trying to break down the Kennedy assassination, they don't tell you anything. They don't tell you who killed Kennedy. They tell you stories about other things that don't matter. So what I'm trying to do in my new X, we have to tell people, this is the story. And I want to spend time absolutely making people, I want to say, Do you know why fluoride in water is a bad idea? Let me tell you why. And to have people on. And there's one thing that Elon Musk will do is we will basically spend all the time in the world because it's not a show like MSDNC. It's not 8 to 9. It's 8 to whenever we get done with the show. Because, listen to me, network is dead. The format, do you remember when Ted Turner started CNN 5 minutes after the hour? Remember that? It was brilliant. Why did he do that? Because he could. Because he could. Why not? I don't understand this. Why not? Spend time. Explain things. Take all these things that you think are crazy and spend time. Here's why we don't like fluoride. This is what glyphosate does. Have you seen the little girl with the glyphosate with the potato? You ever hear that one? These are what GMOs are. All of the things which we conspiracy theorists are crazy about, spend time. And please have somebody come on. Please have a doctor who says, no, fluoride's good for you. No, aspartame is good for you. It's good for you. It's harmless. Come on. Come on. We've done studies for the past 25 years, and it's harmless. Okay, doctor, what do you say? That's bullshit. Okay, put them on to you. You're never going to see that. And you're going to take as long, and you're not going to have the host jumping in, saying, well, that's not true. That's not true. Kind of like Sonny Hostage does on those shows that are going to be soon canceled. Nobody does this. So when you say it's the truth, it's not the truth. It's a discussion. I hate the word conversation, but it's a conversation. That's what we need to do. And going back to null, it's not about AP. Ask people around the country, if your child came to you at the age of, prepubescent, okay? Remember, with all these types, there are, people use the word pedophile, hebephile, ebophile, all the chronophiles. There's people who are attracted prepubescent, pubescent, prior to, there's just, it's so weird. But anyway, have a show that has people who said, I had my puberty blocked at the age of whatever. And I'm glad I did it. Because when I was 8 years old, I said, I don't feel like a woman. I also had sexual surgery because this penis was so horrible and it was so terrible and so psychological that I had it surgically removed. It was a penectomy, and I'm glad I did it. And then you have somebody else who says, well, I had it, and it was the worst thing I ever did in my life. We need to talk about it. But we don't have to have Rachel Maddow and somebody and some Joy Reid laughing back. No, I want to talk about it. Now, is that a conspiracy theory? No. Talk about it. I want to have a show. I want to have, I think it's Posner, who says it was one shot. This is JFK. Lee Harvey Oswald fired one shot or 3 shots. He was the guy, nobody else involved. Have him against somebody else and have it and go at it. You never see this on TV. It would be through the roof. Quick, do you know MSDNC's #1 show ever? What was it? Number 1. #1 show. Noel says, I hijacked this show. No, you didn't. Absolutely not. Don't ever think that. I determine what the show is, not you. And if you're the pawn, consider yourself honored. What was the #1 show? On MSDNC. Morning Joe? Nope. Perry Mason? What? On MSDNC. What was it? And look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Baby Gerald said giving Posner a platform would be a waste of time. And he never knew, and he would never agree to it because he knows he's probably going to lie. No, you give somebody a chance and you let them say, no, we don't do what they do. You don't say, we're not going to have you on because you're going to be lying. No, have them on. Talk about it. Hardball, Larry King, nope. Phil Donahue, nope. Mad Cow, nope. Oberman, nope. Ready for this? Lock Up. Lock Up was the show where they would go and they bought a bunch of this series of they were going to prisons. Remember that? Prison. And they would show and I think it was extremely wrong because these people were looked at like animals. And anyway, it was a prison show. That was it. See what I'm saying? Lock Up. Did they still have Lock Up on now? No, but they should. That was the show that made them more than anything. People are still responding now. Bill Cosby? Ron, Bill Cosby? What are you talking about? Are you following this? Carolina says, that was the dumbest show. Really? Okay, well, not everybody agree with you. See, we don't use words like dumb. We only like the truth. We don't say whether it's true. Well, I think that, I don't know. The Gong Show was stupid. Through the roof popular. Remember when Chuck Barris, that was with the CIA, in any event. Listen and watch things clinically. Don't put in your own, it doesn't matter whether you like it or not. Look, one of the best shows they ever had on Fox was Tucker Carlson. They got rid of him. And you can say, well, I liked it. Other people didn't. Doesn't really matter who cares what. We don't care about what you like. What's happening right now is that there is a movement that is happening. And people are changing. And the reason why President Trump won by landslide is because he was that good. And the reason why she lost so much is because she was that bad. It's that simple. There's no depth to this. There's no don't it's not AP or I get my but CNN, it's when we went from broadcloth to tabloid and no. It's a different time. It was a different time and certain things only work now. Remember, Donald Trump was Donald Trump. In 2016, pretty much the same way he is now. I think he got a little wiser in terms of people around him that he has to be careful of, not to trust. But this was a revolution. This was a revolution. And this is what they don't understand. And the mainstream media, believe it or not, there are people like David Zaslav. There are people, Comcast. They and Murdoch. They couldn't care less about who's left or who's right. Nobody cares about them. They want to make money. They know who's watching and who's not watching. Do you understand what I'm saying? They don't care about that. There's no money in that. Meager and Joe are so pathetic. Their numbers died because even the people, remember, the only people watching that show are true believers. You don't watch Joe and Meager because you like, you want to hear your ideas reflected. And when you found out that these rat bastards actually went to Trump begging for a job because even they know their show's about to get shit canned, that's when they went too far. That's when they went absolutely too far. Now, my friends, one more thing. What was one of the biggest issues this time? It was the economy. The economy. and people who are up to their neck, drowning in debt. One of the biggest issues around. Which reminds me. Listen to this. New reports reveal that the average person has $8,674 in credit card debt. Plus, the total average consumer debt is a shocking $104,215 between mortgages, auto loans, student loans, credit cards, and unsecured loans. Unfortunately, without outside assistance, many will continue digging themselves deeper and deeper into the hole of debt. Now, I've advised and counseled friends and clients for years who want to take back control of individual debt about this secret weapon that has helped so many consolidate everything owed into one affordable monthly payment. They even help negotiate a settlement agreement that will allow you to pay less than the total balance. Listen, they settled over $275 million in debt, and they've helped people become debt-free in an average of 28 months. I've had such an incredible experience referring clients and friends that I wanted to partner with them here and introduce their services to you, my loyal Lionel Nation family. If you want a helping hand to get out of debt, I absolutely, positively, and strenuously recommend booking a free consultation now by going to nodebtwithlionel.com. Look at the address. Once again, that's nodebtwithlionel.com. Use the link I've provided under the title. Listen to me. You can take control and learn how to get out of debt now. Here's a story which is also very interesting, which is so critical. And I want you to pay attention. And this is important. This is for you, by the way. Holly Brown, by the way, says, Fetterman is on Fox News, double down. Fetterman is on Fox News, double down. Double down, who doubled down? Me double down? Him double down? Fox is double down? Fetterman's double down? Double down on what? What do you mean? What are we supposed to do? We supposed to leave here and go watch Fox now? Is he on now? What's going on here? This is one of those things where you have, and I mean this, we get emails from people saying, I don't know what this means. I don't know what this means. It's the most incredible. Now, number one, this is a revolution we're in. This is the MAGA, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Whatever you want to call it. That's number one. Number two, the Democrats, woke politics, they are over. Over. For now. There's a way for them to come around. Number three, midterms are coming up in 2 years, and then 2028. What are they going to be doing? Look to Gavin Newsom as of today, and they switch to the California model. I like this. Fred Haddad says, who's Fetterman? Interesting. I love it. Thank you so much. Look at this. Fetterman is on Fox News and Xi's doubling down. Don't know what that means. When Elon buys MSNBC, you license the name Lionel Media to him? No. He can buy it. Here we go. Fred Pound says, thank you. Fred, don't worry about this. You're going to do great. Now, here's what's going on right now. We're looking at this until January 20th. Already, like my poor demented friend, he sends me some story that he got. Then he says that already Trump supporters are upset. I said, he just won. No, you don't understand. You don't understand. What do you mean he just won? No, they're changing their mind. No, they're not. What are you talking about? They don't. Somebody puts out an article, and this guy. Why? Next rule, and you keep track of it. People want to hear what they want to hear. I'm going to put a diet out that says eat whatever you want, anytime you want, as much as you want. That's the name of the diet. It has nothing to do with health. It has nothing to do with losing weight, but it just says it's called the all of me diet. I don't know what it's called. And people will say, that's the diet I want to go on. Why? Because that's what I want to hear. I want to hear that. Does it work? I don't know if it works or not, but I want to hear that. You just want to hear it? Yes. I want to hear that. I'm going to change now a little bit. Do you know why social media is so important to people? Because it makes people everything they want to be. I'm going to say this again because you still don't understand it. This has destroyed more women. We have a women problem or a woman problem, depending on how you look at it, in this country, young to women are great later on, more on the average, more in the grandmother mode because they're done with all that crap. But while they're in that, whatever that zone of illucidity, this has changed everything. This is a wireless mouse. But anyway, this has changed everything. And the reason why is simply this. People want to live in a reality that they can control. And they don't care whether it's true or not. They want to be beautiful and sexy and popular. Everything you wanted in high school. They want to be beautiful. They want to be loved. They want to hear people come to them and tell them how they are loved. They want to have things on Facebook that say, love, love, love. I just love these gals. Here I am with my bestie. Are we having fun? We are having fun. I'm popular, aren't I? You're popular. Isn't this great? This is great. Isn't this wonderful? I live here. I live in a world. Here I am. Here's my music. Here are my girls. Here's my song. Beautiful. Here's my filter. You think I'm kidding? You think I'm kidding? You can be anything you want. So why wouldn't you want your news reality to be the same thing? Roger Ailes did this. Roger Ailes didn't do broadcasting. He did narrowcasting. He said, I'm going to give you a world to live in where you can be anything you want. What would you like to be? I want to be MAGA. I want to be MAGA. I want to wear flags and Lee Greenwood. And okay. And I want to be, you want to know any depth? No. I just love, okay, fine. I'll take your vote. Thank you. Do you know what, and let's face it, Trump's positions are very, very easy to understand, which are so wonderful. I know people who say, you know my dream is? You think I'm kidding? You think I'm kidding when I tell you this? I want to go to Mar-a-Lago and take a picture with Trump. That's all I want. That's all I want. Hey, we're all going to go to Mar-a-Lago. You want to go? No. No, you don't understand. I know somebody who gets it. No, Trump doesn't come on and walk through he doesn't walk through he's over here. If he's there, it's not going to be, anyway. Because there are people who still look at Trump as though it's kind of like a rock star, which is okay. I'll take it. I don't care who you want. Whatever you want. See, there's something for everybody. The way I look at it, most people don't look at it. He works for me, and that's great. Look, get the job done, and that's it. Get the job done. Fix this. This is not a joke. I didn't vote for you like I do Who Wants to Be a Star or Top of the Pops or whatever those Simon Cowell talent shows are. I voted for you because I want you to change the course of this. This is serious business. And I want truth. And let me tell you something again. This goes back. The reason why I want the people that I worry about the most, the people that have done more harm, is Fox News. Remember, where do they put the poison? Fruit Loops. They don't put it in stuff you're not going to buy. Do you care about if I told you, hey, did you hear how they're spraying kale with? No, I don't eat kale. You don't care about that. Hey, did you hear about this? Did you hear that They're going to recall Pelotons. Why? Because the mileage numbers are off. I don't go to Peloton. I don't work out. What do I care about? I only care about things that I use. So the things that scare me the most are the stuff that you bring your kids. It's the stuff that you bring into the nest. It's like some rat poisons are great because they don't take effect right away. The rats roll around in it, and then they bring it back into the nest, or they lick each other and groom each other. That's when it kicks in. That's Fruit Loops. Fox is Fruit Loops. It's the stuff that goes into it. They want you to put Israeli flags, Ukrainian flags. They want you just to believe in this shortcut, very simple. Let me just put it to you this way. Do you know why they put a gut bucket on there, or a typhoid, or whatever these people are, or a Judge Janine, or that Martha, whoever the hell it is? This is like this is like the opposite of a Montessori. It's like special needs. I'm sorry to say this. It's very simple. It's very simple. They had on the other day a guy named Jason Chaffetz. I guess he was a congressman. The man was retarded. Sorry to say it. So what I want from X is this new station that's going to basically go after Fox and go flat out for them and say, why? And I would have Tucker Carlson say, Tucker, why did they fire you? Probably has an NDA or some kind of a package that he got for. Why do you fire your number one person? Do you ever hear about a team? Do you ever hear about a team who fires LeBron James because he's too popular? How does this work? Only on Fox News. You fire somebody who is more popular. Why? Because people like Hannity and others are jealous and they want to get him out. And then there was another thing. So my goal is not to get rid of AP or CNN. We're not going to watch it anyway. My goal is to expose Fox News. Has Fox News ever talked about 9/11? No. Mike Huckabee, he's terrific. Mike Huckabee, he's a Christian Zionist, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Have you ever seen the picture of a kid being pulled out of rubble? And of course not. Of course not. They are given a very simple mandate. And let me tell you something. Once that first check clears, once you were looking at, let me show you something. This always gets me. Once you get your first check and you are making $83,000, this is $1 million a year. $1 million a year is nothing. You're making $83 million a month. 83,000 a month. You ever seen a check for 83,000? I mean, with deductions, but still, 83,000. 83,000. Your companion or your whoever, and you're saying, this is great. All you got to do is don't ever say anything about Gaza. You got it. You got it. You like this? Oh, yeah. And if we double it, that becomes 166,000 a month. How you like that? And don't say anything about, oh, no. And you hate Putin. Hate him. Good. When you get them by the balls, their heads and hearts will fall. Evan says, I took my Facebook down to 11 friends. I would delete it if I could. Called it faceplant. Whatever. Listen, those things are very, very, very important to a lot of people. A lot of people. They really mean something. They really, really mean something. Sparky says, there used to be youth, motherhood, and grandmother clothing and hairstyles for women. Now they try and sustain youth fashion throughout their life. Why is that? It is not only that, Sparky. Let me go a step further. All right, you ready for this? Our poor friend Null is going to go nuts with this one, but we'll give it a best. I'm going to say something to you, and you're going to get very upset with it. Nature does not want older people, men and women, having children, animals, sheep, horses, pigs, ducks, wasps, birds, whatever, do not want old women having babies or old men siring them for a variety of reasons. Problems with the offspring, problems with fertility, who knows? But over years, we don't want somebody, we want women to say, thank you very much. And this is weird. This is God coming in. God says, you are 13 years old. You are enjoying right now menarche or menses or menstruation. Okay, good. In the real world, that's when you should be having children. Now, of course, the reason why they're 13 years old is because of all the hormones they're taking, which are accelerating it. But after that, we don't want you to have children. Thank you, and get out. But now people are saying, oh, no. I want to be 40. 40? Yeah, I want to wait. I want to have my baby 40 years old. Or maybe surrogacy. Okay, that's good. That kind of counts, doesn't? Whatever. I don't really care. But also people say, no, you don't understand something. I'm going to fight this age because getting older is some kind of a chronic disease, and not being sexy is not a chronic disease. Hold on. It's planned. You're not supposed to be sexy. Ready for this? People are going to hate that. Sparky says the Canadians are trying to poison the U.S. with canola oil. The other seed oils aren't devastating or quick enough for them. We have to really go through it. If you believe that Canadians are trying to, rapeseed oil, and if you think the whole, there's a wonderful lecture that, the omega-6, there's a great lecture from Dr. Greger. That's why I take every single day of my life, for the anti-inflammatories to deal with it. Specifically, the flaxseed, ground flaxseed, every single day. Every single day. There's one. Let me see if I can do this for you. Let me see if I can show this to you. I'm trying to show. Let me see. Okay, here we go. This is it. Benefits of flax seeds for inflammation. Listen to this one. This is critical. This is from nutritionfacts.org. Simply the best of the best of the best. Let me see if I go back here. I'm going to give this to you. Another example, flax seeds have omega-6. Yes, but they have any more. Let me see. Flaxseed also contain both omega-3 and omega-6, which are needed for health. Flax seeds also contain essential fatty acid, alpha-nucleic acid, ALA, which the body converts into eicosapentaenoic acid, EPA, and DHA, which is the omega-3 fatty acids found in fish oil. There is this wonderful, I'm going to let you know about this wonderful antidote to a lot of these that people should be doing specifically with this. I don't want to get into health. It's the most boring study in the world. Not good. The lack of motherhood phase of fashion was more the point of my question. Why is motherhood no longer fashionable? It is so interesting that you say this. Sparky, I can come up with a number of reasons where I can maybe perhaps posit, I can hypothesize reasons for this. I think one of the reasons why is it's not that motherhood is not popular, though it is, but maybe there's a combination of motherhood and aging. Remember the Peter Pan principle where men always wanted to remain childlike? Remember that? And they never grew up. That could be a part of it. I think that one of the problems we're seeing right now is that women today, many of them are so immature, it's not even funny. Absolutely so immature. And social media in particular and the media in general are constantly reminding women that they have to change the way they look, which gets to this hideous, these artificial frozen faces of I don't know what. This really horrible, horrible, frightening. And what's interesting also is that people sometimes in businesses and in various endeavors, for example, in professional wrestling, people like, remember King Curtis? There was a wrestler who had the Bruiser Brody. Their faces were so cut from blades and gaffs and gizaps that it became a part of, wow, you must be a wrestler. Cauliflower ears are considered in wrestling world. Wow, that's great. Sometimes hockey players will lose a tooth. Wow, you're Gordie Hull. Wow, look at this. Trumpet players with a lip, Dizzy Gillespie, and even Miles Davis. Wow. So sometimes when people have things about them that appear to be kind of hideous maladaptations, it's a signature of like, no, you're a member of the club. Certain Muslims, Sikh, I don't know, but they have this dark. Have you seen this? They have this dark stain from years of prayer. So maybe the idea of also being rich, having money, means that you're able to afford these particular types of procedures. I don't know. It's a very complicated thing, but I do believe your premise is correct. I do believe there is something which is a disinclination today for people and women to appreciate motherhood. Evan Webb says, I thought society decided 21 is still a child and too young to have kids. Less young get married at the ages we once did. So we as a society now fight nature and have kids very late. Viewpoints on this are all mixed up. Yes, thank you for that. There's a very interesting point, and I want to say this to you. If you paid attention to, again, this very interesting thing, I think. There are people who believe if you're into animal husbandry, once an animal is able, you spay and neuter, once they become not sexually active, but fecundity, fertile, once they're into that, that's when they have kids. That's when they have offspring. We're different because we have this thing where we are a kind of a responsible society, and usually in the world of how do I say this? Usually in the world of animals and the like, there's this thing where people say, how do I say this? There's this thing where people will, and this is important. People will recognize the fact that in the animal world, the longer the gestation, if I get it correctly, the longer the gestation, the older the animal is. For example, elephants tend to be older because it takes longer for gestation, and also nature wants a parent to live just as long as they can get their offspring into the world so that they can reverse the cycle. We don't want animals hanging around for a long time. Sometimes things, tortoises and birds will kind of throw that off. But for the most part, flies don't live very long. Certain species don't live very long because they only want to live long enough to appreciate or to enjoy the amount of time that is required to raise the child, and then they die. We're different. Sparky says, Dad born in 1927. Always wanted to be elderly because when he was growing up, the elderly were revered and respected. When boomers came along, they were the most important thing, not the elderly. one of the most fascinating points. It's funny. My father was 29. He was born in 29. And I find that very interesting. One of the problems I have, this is why I'm so absolutely intolerant of all these people, especially these silly women in particular. I'm sorry. You have no idea. I am constantly, and the thing that I will never understand for the life of me is a filter that will knock 50 pounds off you and you don't look like that. Either you understand, it's like, that's not you. And you can't do it for group pictures because everybody else looks like, what's going on here? You put a picture out that is not you, that's right. It's like wearing a mask. Doesn't matter. But that's not you. I don't want that to be me. This really gets into Freudian stuff. But let me go back to this stuff. When you get older, I think you got to ask yourself this question. We really don't raise ourselves, or we're not raised thinking about the notion of, quote, getting older. If you really understand that, if there is a concept in you called getting older, if you really think about that, there's no hope for you. I cannot understand it. I guess I live in a world where the only thing that matters in my world now is what I say, what I think, and what I produce, so to speak. Not how old I am. I'm not running. I'm not competing physically. I'm not somebody may look at me and say, I don't want to listen to this guy because he's older. Okay, I dig that. I can't help it. But I don't understand what this means. How I look at what I do, it doesn't make any difference to what I'm doing. I don't even think about it. Mine is, do I know this? Can I explain this? Can I do this? There are so many people I know who would have the hardest time. Right now, I've been talking to you for an hour and 42 minutes. Hour and 42 minutes. And I know people who, I swear to God, if you put them in front of this, if you said, I want you to do for half an hour, they couldn't do it. They would look at you, but they would look great, or they would think they would look great, and they would do all this stuff, but they couldn't do it. And that's one of the things which I find so interesting, because this is only for me right now. I have never been at any particular point in my life where I've ever thought more things, been aware of more things, had more moments of epiphany of aha. When was the last time you had I got it? Yes. Where you realize something, that's how you do it. And it can be anything from doing a job more effectively or efficiently or something along those lines, but it's that moment of aha. That's the most wonderful feeling in the world, where I understand something. Not, did you see how cute I looked in this picture? Or, isn't this great? Or, look who liked my picture. Or, everybody's loving my love. Oh, we love you. I love this girl. She's my girl, my bestie. Oh, these are grown women, sometimes grandmothers. I know one person who's 80 years old. She acts like a child, like a demented retardate. Sorry. I know you're not supposed to say that, but she's like this child who, like she'd be in the home or something. She's in this delusional world that somehow she's not only that, but she thinks I'm really hot. And I'm thinking, oh my God, look, it's a free country. You can do whatever you want. If that melts your butter, good for you. And it's so sad. And this is why talking to you is very important, because you get it. You're able to understand it. Oh, and by the way, the people that I've talked about so far, these are the people who believe that somehow they are politically, they enjoy some kind of political acumen that really doesn't exist. They don't. Their idea is, I love Trump. Yeah, I know. But you know why I love Trump? Border? And look, I can't, Rick Beato can listen to a song and tell you 50 different levels of why a song is great. From chord signature to whatever it is. And you can listen to it and say, I just like the beat. Doesn't mean he likes it more than you do. His liking is not more legitimate than yours. That's all. So think about it. I love this. So yeah, do I do another rain dance when my period comes on time? It works, but I found the zygote last time and was sad. And I had a hard decision. This is the wildest. That's interesting. Rain dancing and zygotes. Here's a question from me. Ladies, if I were to take you out into past the gravitational pull of the moon, and the reason why it's called menses, menstruation, men's monthly, obviously some kind of a lunar connection. If you were beyond, and this has been asked many times, if you were beyond the gravitational pull of the moon, would you still enjoy your, dare I say, cycle? Fascinating. Drummer says, I love Greece. Thank you, drummer. I love this. Hard times create tough men. Not necessarily. What does not destroy me maims me. There are people who have just given up completely. They've been hurt. They've been damaged. They gave up. They were far more powerful when they were living well. But once that thing happened, it crushed them. What does not destroy me does not make me cycle. Understand that? By the way, Rain Dance, great Rain Dance song, Burton Cummings, Guess Who? Phoebe said to Don the Baker, can your telescope tell me where my son's gone? No, Phoebe said to Don the Baker, can you make me another bun, Don? And I'm just sitting from my next door neighbor saying, where'd you get the gun, John? Changing just a few things, living them on the door, changing just a few things. Rain Dance, Road Food, Power in the Music, and Star Baby, still the best songs from Guess Who. Sparky says, you said the Senate would approve Pam Bondi because she was qualified and competent. Since when does the Senate want a qualified or competent AG? I still suspect Trump was doing the big ask with Gates. No, I meant to say the Senate is going to be hard pressed to not accept Bondi. There's nothing really wrong with her. I mean, she's competent. Bill Barr was competent. Merrick Garland was competent, but compromised. Merrick Garland didn't go in there thinking that they told him what to do. They owned him. And what I'm saying is, and what Sparky is suggesting, that maybe Trump picked Gates at first. By the way, how about Gates is doing cameo? Is this the saddest thing? You know who's really getting upset right now? Gates' wife, because she came in all of a sudden and she said, I mean, what's this? He barely is, he was everybody's favorite, and now he's on his way out. And she's thinking, what the hell did I sign up for here? Watch her, whatever her name is. Listen to some of her stuff. It's very, very interesting. Now, going back to what I said initially, and this is the question you brought up, is do you think that Trump actually picked Gates knowing he would be what? Doesn't make any sense. That somehow, okay, you don't like him? Well, what about Pam? I don't know. I think there's part of Trump who says, I really don't care whether I'm going to do what I want to do. Pick him, not, reject him. I don't care. You're not going to tell me what to do. You understand this? You're not going. My friends, thank you. Sparky, you are on fire today. Thank you so much, my friend. Evan Webb, thank you for your thoughts. Fred Pound, my best to you, brother. We're with you. Remember this. We're with you on this one. You're going to make it. You're going to make it. You're going to make it after all, as Mary Tyler Moore told us. Christian Janice, thank you. Howie Brown, JTE, Null Hypothesis, the man with the plan. Thank you so much. Let me see who else is there. We got everybody else. The Brad's there. Raul Rodriguez. There we go. Ryan, we love Ryan. Thank you so much. All right, your friends, have a great and glorious day. Don't forget to follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors and watch her latest piece regarding I'm Not Cher. Craig says, I think Pam's a terrific pick. Oh, I do too. I think she's going to be terrific. I concur. And Bless her heart. Bless her heart. She's excellent. Always has been. And on so many levels. All right, dear friends. Have a great and glorious day. See you tonight. Same time, same bad channel. Until then, remember, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue you. Dead.